All right, hello, Mr. Gray. I'm just trying to give the students a few more minutes to log in. You might want to set up a Google Doc and resize your screens like I've done.
Bro, I gotta I already got, I
I'm
already
sorry.
got my Google.
What did you say, Gray?
I said I already got my Google Doc open.
Okay. Okay. All right. So let's get started with the norms. We'll do the norms later on when people get here. This is just me and you, but we can at least start. Wait, somebody else is coming in. That's why I was trying to wait. I guess I should just wait like maybe 3 more minutes. So let me give him 3 more minutes. Somebody else just joined us. Courtney's here. Okay. Hello, Courtney.
What's up, T-Dog?
Uh, how you doing, sir? So, Courtney, we're doing something similar to what we did last the period you was in with me. So this
All
should
right.
be easy for you. All you gotta do is just type up your report and make sure you tackle little problems at the end. I don't know if you guys saw. I'm sitting here doing attendance while you're logging in. But I put another video, the same video that was in the assignment. I posted again. And if you get stuck on the asynchronous or homework problems, you can always just check the video out and just do the same steps to solve it. The problems I gave you for homework are like not really hard. They're really, really not hard. Somebody else is coming in the room. Who's this? Okay. I'm trying to see if they came in okay. Autumn's here. Okay, cool. Autumn, I'm just giving students a few, like 2 more minutes to log in before we get started on today's due now.
Okay,
So
Tyler.
set your screens up.
Tyler,
Yes, ma'am.
can I ask you something?
You got 2 minutes. Hurry up.
Why do I got your class again?
Why do you have my class again? That depends on what's on your transcripts, dear. I don't. That's a you and I think Ortiz is the academic coordinator now, so he can tell you what on your transcript shows you why you need it again. I can't though.
Nah, because whatchamacall him, Banky. I don't know what's wrong with him, but his stuff is a little too janky. He too janky for me.
I don't understand what you mean by janky, dear.
He all over the place.
Archie arrived. He all over the place. Okay, somebody else is coming in the room. That's why I give you a few minutes. But yeah, but Banky's busy, so just try to reach out to Ortiz or I think Stonewall. He's with academics too. So just reach out to them. But and Ortiz,
That's the person I need to see. Hey, Ortiz.
I think he's in observation mode, but you need to reach out to them about why you got classes because they set that schedule up based upon what you previously had, right? So whatever's on your
Hola,
transcript.
Ortiz.
What was that?
I was saying hola to Mr. Ortiz.
Oh, okay. You talking Spanish to Ortiz. Okay. All right. So everybody should be resizing their screens. If you don't remember, you click here, make a new tab, and just drag that over, okay? Like I did. So take a moment and resize your screens because you're going to need that as we go through this problem, right?
I don't know why mine don't do that.
Why yours don't do that? What do you mean?
Because I tried to do that yesterday and it wasn't letting me do it. It's steady switching windows.
Oh, well, you got to practice in this hall. That's all I can tell you. All right, so I think we got enough people in here. I'm finishing up attendance. We're going to go through our norms, both of them. And then right afterwards, we're going to jump right into the problem. Somebody just type something. Let me see here. In the chat. That's Ortiz. He's responding to you
me.
guys. Okay.
Just
Yeah,
giving you
Courtney,
guys
you
some
know what I'm
love.
saying? I don't see Aaliyah. I'm just finishing up. I don't see Perry. I don't see Hector Smith. Tyler's not available. Mr. Martin, I don't see him yet. He might come in later. He's usually real good about that. All right, so I think I got Courtney. I got you marked off already. I saw when you
No,
came.
that's me. This is me, Marty.
Oh, Martin. Okay, let me come back to my
Yeah.
screen. That's why I'm calling these names. I'm glad you said something, Mr. Valencia. You're usually on point. I'm like, where he at? And
Yeah.
I saw Miss Tyler in GGI, so I don't know what happened. I hope she comes. All right, so everybody should see what I'm seeing. And now we're going to switch over to our norms, right? So you know the drill. Let me switch to the norms. And this is participation. So try to follow along. Let me look at the list. Autumn, ladies first. Can you do number 1?
No one has the right to hurt another person.
Very good, ma'am. Courtney, you're next in the list as far as what I can see. Can you do 2?
Education in the classroom are sacred.
Thank you. Miss Archie, I see you arrived. Can you read number 3?
We will never behave in a way that will discredit ourselves, our school, our family,
Thank you,
or
Miss.
our family.
Thank you, Miss Archie. I was waiting for that last one. So you didn't say the last part, but you did it. Mr. Valencia, you there? Need you to read number 4.
In the in the Excel Academy, Southwest student is always a lady or a gentleman.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Gray, are you there? Can you do number 5?
All right. We take pride in the Excel Academy of Southwest.
All right, 5 more to go, everybody. So starting from the top, Miss Hall, number 1.
We respect the opinions of others.
Very good. Mr. Dixon, number 2.
We respect the culture of the classroom.
Thank you. Miss Archie, number 3.
We are attentive and participate.
Thank you very much. Mr. Valencia, can you do number 4?
Yeah. We have high expectations of ourselves, our peers, and our teachers.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Gray, can you finish it off for us? Number 5.
We are here to focus on preparing ourselves for post-secondary endeavor.
That is excellent. That is excellent. So if you have questions about your scores or anything like that, please save those questions for after class. Reach out to me on EDSB. I'll try to message you back and forth and explain how you can improve. You know the current scores are only reflected for this week. So it's just reflecting what you're doing, you have and have not done. That doesn't mean you can't go back, turn it in, and get optimal credit. What I mean by that is by Sunday, 12 p.m., that is the cutoff. That means you will not be able to turn it in, and that grade that sits in the grade book will stand for next week. So please, please, please go back, look in your classroom work, and try to catch up on anything you might have missed. I have in the library section, and I'll talk to you guys about this later. I don't know if you can see this library I'm pointing at. All the current videos, even the video for what we're going to work on today, is in that section. So there's no reason for you to fail. A lot of times you just got to go through the video slowly, retype the report, and then turn it in. The reason I'm having you do this is so you can have a nice amount of notes for Friday's quiz, okay? So let's jump into setting up our Google Doc, right? First, you want to make sure you're in your proper account, because I don't know if you guys are signed into multiple accounts like I am. But, okay, I hope Martin comes back. I just saw that. So select your account that you're signed into for your CPS laptop or the one you normally going to use. Also, this is the account you're going to use to go back to if you need to review your notes for tomorrow's quiz, all right? So I made sure I'm in the right account. I'm clicking on these boxes here, which means Google Apps. I'm going to come down to Docs. And then, of course, we're going to start with a new document. So the quicker we get done with this assignment, I can let you guys go and work on the asynchronous problems. And you only got 2. And they're a lot easier than the problem I gave for our do now or synchronous problem. So we start off by giving our title to our document. This is important that you do this for file keeping, because if you go through your Google Docs and you don't have your files named, it's going to be very hard for you to find the work in case you need to review it for tomorrow. So let's type it in. That's going to be do now. Make sure you click on the title. That's where I'm at. And then the dash and put the date. So today's date is the 10th, September 2020. All right. Next, we're going to type in, of course, our header, right? So let me blow this up so you can see what I'm doing, and give it a little bit of resolution so I can zoom in and you should be able to see something. Now, I'm going to type my name. You type yours.
Sitting in the unplugged.
I'm sorry?
I accidentally unplugged my computer.
Oh, it's cool. You're back though.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Try to catch up to where we are. We're just starting our document off, Mr. Vincent. So it's 10th September 2020, and then of course this is period, the very last period, 5th. And the students you are our intro to engineering. All right, what am I going to do? Oh, the intro is not spelled right. What am I going to type next? Anybody know? It's participation mode. I'm going to wait 30 seconds to see if somebody can answer that. I told you about this yesterday. The title. Who said that?
Miss Tyler.
Oh, you said Mr. Tyler? Who's that, Courtney?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick.
Okay, so hurry right back because we're going to go through this problem, man.
All right.
All right. So thanks for telling me, so I'm calling you. You're not there. But the next thing, I don't know if he said it. He probably just said bathroom, Mr. Tyler. But I was telling you guys yesterday, hey, if I'm asking for the title, you always know it's the problem. So you got to go to Edsby and scroll till you see in the classroom view today's assignment. Today's assignment is named what? Solve for the ordered pair. So that's your title. Solve for the ordered pair. Okay. So I got a quick phone call coming. I think it's a parent. I want you guys to type this much.
I'm back.
Welcome back, Courtney. Hello. Okay, so I see some students arrived, and I just got the phone with a parent at 2:53. Yeah, well, sir, you're a little bit late because we started at 2:30. So you might want to catch up by going to the assignment and setting up the screens like everybody else has. All right, and I'm gonna mark your attendance real quick. I see Perry's arrived. Who else? Claudia's arrived. Welcome. I haven't seen you in a minute since we started, so let me mark them present. And then it's Perry. Where is his name at? Okay, I want to start this
You
game.
just know somebody kid, Mr. Tyler.
You said what?
I said I know you would just treat somebody, tell them they
I don't treat nobody. I try to help, man. Don't do me. You can't treat no grown person now. This is your education, so I'm just telling parents, help the student take it serious. That's all I'm saying. So let's continue on. Like I said, Courtney has already seen this procedure. It's a different problem because engineering and physics students, engineering students are more advanced than physics students because they do applications. So today is Thursday, and if you know me from previous classes, all Thursdays are mathematics. So at this point, you should have only what I have on the screen typed up. I'm about to now take the problem from Edsby and copy it into the Google Doc we created. So this is the problem here. And again, all recordings will be available about 4:30. So don't panic. You are going to have to make some time, sit down, and try to go through the video slowly to finish your asynchronous or homework problems. But this problem I'm going to do with you guys, and the procedure is the same as what is done in this problem. So 2A and 3A homework problems use the same method. That's all you're doing. And this is due by 8 p.m. tonight. So let's jump into this so we can make sure we got the first do now done with all of the steps. So as you can see, I highlighted the text in our do now for today, right? So I'm just going to copy all this. And I explained earlier what the synchronous and asynchronous means. At the end, we're going to need what is called an ordered pair. The ordered pair has an X comma Y. So let's put that in there. And I'm going to center all this for you. Right? The title should stay centered, but everything else is like that. Okay? So make sure, take a moment. I'm going to put a clock up of 2 minutes that you have all this. And if anyone wants to gain participation points, after the 2 minutes, I'm going to give 1 minute for someone else to share out what they've done so far. And you can get those points by just following along with what I've done. So I've been told in other periods, you're moving too fast. Take this time to type up everything. And this part right here that I did is just me taking it from Edsby and putting it into our Google Doc so that we can work on it. Okay, so don't fall behind. Try to type this up real quick. If you got questions, ask them now. Just slowing down a bit so you guys can catch up. So you should have.
Wait, did you copy and paste it or no?
I took it. Okay, so let me do it again. So I did my header, right? And this is your name that goes there, and this everything else you type, and then of course the title. That's the name of today's do now, and then lastly you copied all this from here in Edsby. So I took it from complete, all the instructions I want you to have to start off with. I highlight, and then you just copy it. Now you can hold Control-C to copy, or if you have a mouse like me, which is a great investment, you can just right-click and copy. Once you copy, come to your Google Doc and you paste it. And then once you paste it, you can be working on it like I'm about to do now. Okay, so 40 more seconds and then we're going to continue. All right, 10 seconds. All right, so let me get this out the way. Now, when we're doing substitution method, again, you're not sure and you're on time, you could always go in Edsby, and like I said, I posted a video. These videos are helpful because we're in online instruction, so you got to review it in case you didn't understand why we're doing it. This video here is a Khan Academy video, and he goes step by step why linear systems by substitution is important. But I'm going to do the problem that you got to have typed up, and then you got to, on your own at home, well, I'm stuck, but there's nothing to be stuck with, Perry. You got to type with me. So if you're stuck, it's because you're not paying attention. So I need you to catch up to us and do what we just did. There's nothing to be stuck about when you're just following directions, sir. All right, so let's continue. Everybody should have this. First part of the class is all we did. So now the first thing we want to look at is let's reduce these equations. And when we reduce, we just divide. The first thing we're going to divide is 44 divided by 4. Anybody knows? I'll give you about 30 seconds to respond before I type it into my little calculator here in Google. So all we're going to go through is divide these numbers out and reduce everything. We're going to do the same thing.
11.
It's 11. Who said that?
Me.
Autumn, I see you. Okay, write Autumn down. So it's 11. That's all she did. 44 divided by 4. Minus, well, what is 27 divided by 8?
3.375.
That is exactly what I was looking for. Okay, Autumn's taking all these points, y'all. Y'all got to catch up. All she's doing is dividing. And if you don't know how to divide, it's okay. I'm giving you a pass. You said 3 point, what did you say, 375?
3.375.
Okay, so 3.375.
Okay.
Don't forget y equal to. Now, if you're not sure how she got that, use your Google calculator. It's going to be, what did we say, 27 divided by 8? And that's how she got that. And she's right, spot on. All right, let's continue.
And then 107 divided by 5 is 21.
21.4.
I got 2 people. Is that Courtney too? 21 point what?
4.
Okay. Now let's see if they were right. There's no I'm stuck. This is all mathematics. You guys have to actually, the only way to do these problems is to try them. You're not going to understand them from just looking up at the sky. You have to try. So it looks like they're dead on, right? That means they're using the calculator as well, or they just know how to calculate it, but there's no excuse for failure here. So what do we have next? We got to reduce all this too, right? So let's do it in steps as a class. We move this down some. The first one, let's see who gets it first, is a negative. And if you get it before I type it out, you'll get the participation points. Negative. Right now, it's about who can type the fastest, right? So I'm going to wait just 30 seconds to see who gets this first one. I'm looking
It's
at
going to be negative 5.2.
Okay, Autumn, you were first. We'll say that slowly. You talk fast here. So it's going to be what again? Negative
5.2.
Mhm. Thank you. Let's see if she's right. I think she is, though. Yeah. Autumn got it. And don't forget, X goes next to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's continue. Plus, what about this one? 128 divided by, what is that, 2? That should be easy because they're all even numbers. But what do you think it's going to be?
64.
Very good, Autumn. That is exactly what it is. See? So that's going to be 64. And don't forget y is there. Plus, because we got one more thing to do. That's 64 divided by 2. That should be easy. So 6 divided by 2, that's what? And then 4 divided by 2, that's, what should we get? Maybe I should type it in for you guys. So 64. I think that's what? 32?
32.
Okay. I heard Courtney. Okay. I was like, why y'all taking so long? So if you understand your timetables and stuff, this stuff shouldn't be that hard.
You did it on purpose. I think it's pretty.
You had to think about it. Was that Gray that said it?
No, that was Clay that said it, but I see how you tried to make us try to guess it. You told me.
Well, I'm giving y'all all the tools y'all need, Gray. I like no reason to fail, brother. So negative 27. Who got this one divided by 2? Giving it right there before I hit enter. Anybody?
Wait, Mr. Tyler.
Yep.
How on that part you just did, 128 divided by 2y, it's supposed to be 32y, right?
Well, okay, let's go back. You said 128, right?
Yeah.
Put it in the calculator with me. 128, and then divide sign 2. When you do that, what do you get?
Click it.
I thought you was doing it with me, brother. Dang, 64.
But why you put an X instead of a Y?
For this 128?
All right.
Because it's a Y by it. You see that Y?
Oh, I'm tweaking that. That's because it looks like it's not. My fault.
No, it's a great question. I want to make sure you guys got this, so when you're doing it on your own, you don't slip up, you know? Or how y'all say it? I've been tweaking. So I was tweaking, Tyler. Yeah, I know. It's okay. 27 divided by 7, right? And we said this will be, I'm doing this part here, the very last one. That's 3 point, and then you say 8.5. If you round that 7 up to the 5, you get 3.86, right? So we're good so far. We got to keep going because all we did is reduce it. We didn't do a lot of work. So don't y'all start huffing and puffing like, we got more to do. Yeah, brother, you're trying to get paid the big bucks. You don't need to know all that stuff. You're going to be managing people. So before we move on, I'm looking at this here. We have like terms we can find. And if you look carefully, that is this negative 5.2x and this 32x that we found from 64 over 2. So when you put those together, what do you think it becomes? So equal sign minus 5.2, and then that's a plus, right? 32. I'm just putting my like terms together, and I get 26.8, and it's positive, so it's 26.8 x, right? People trying to reach me, and they know I'm teaching right now. It's 64y, and then equal. I'm just repeating. I'm just finishing off the equation because remember, only thing I did is combine like terms here. Okay, it's the only thing I did, and that's how I got that 26.8x. I'm bringing down the 64y. We didn't touch that, and I'm gonna bring down this equal sign as well as this negative 3.86. This class is really easy if you take great notes. If you don't take notes, you're trying to watch Netflix, YouTube, and listen to me at the same time, you're gonna have a problem in life. I'm sorry, man. So now we got two equations we can use. If you look at this, it's all about strategy, kind of like chess. Like right here, the numbers in this equation are not as big as the numbers in this equation. So I'm gonna just use this equation first, okay? And all we're gonna do is choose whether we need to solve for x or y. So let's take that. Yes, Miss Hall.
Can you move your calculator over because I can't see the other side?
Oh, of course. Let me blow this up because I was just using that to calculate. Is that better?
Yeah.
All right, cool. And then let me give it 200% so you guys can see step by step what I'm doing. So all I did is I copied, like I said, equation 1, the label, and then I'm gonna copy this, and then right here I'm gonna say now solve for. A lot of students like x, so I'm gonna use x using algebra in equation 1. Favorite question I love students asking: do I gotta write all that? If y'all had me in the building, you know my answer to this. Or if we're online, yes, you do. If you try to finesse the work, I'm gonna finesse your grade. So please type everything up. Don't second guess yourself. Don't cut no corners. Make life easier on yourself. All right. So I'm gonna put this here. This is the equation we're working on. All right. The reduced one we're going to use. We don't want to carry fractions around. I know a lot of students don't like fractions, and it's okay. So that's why we divided or reduced everything. Now, remember earlier we said our strategy is we're going to solve for x using the algebra in this equation. So our x value is right here, right? We got to get everything else right here to the other side of the equation and then get that 11 off of that x. Oh, let's begin. Come down one step, and if you look, I'm just going to do the opposite of what's there. I want to remove this negative 3.375y to the other side of the equation. Well, you do that by using algebra, and since it's a negative 3.375y, you're going to do the exact opposite of it by making it positive. So I'm just going to take this part and put it right here. Okay, but remember what we do to one side in algebra, and that's the trick we got to do to the other. So I got to put it over here as well. All right, let me continue on. So I'm going to mark the changes that I made to the original equation above in red for you guys. Now, I know another question is coming. Do I got to make it in red? Do I got to look? Okay, bro. Just make sure you have everything typed up. When I make the color transitions, there are students in here that have the colors, the right amount, everything, and they get 100%. Then there's some people that don't do all that, and then they got like 60, and it's like, why are you arguing? You know what you did. So let me highlight this. Being honest, if you was working a job and you did poor work, they're not going to want to pay you, right? So I'm gonna cross out what crosses out, because if you look, these two go away, they annihilate each other. So I'm gonna highlight those two, and I'm gonna go to format text, strike it out. Now, this doesn't strike out over here or anything because these are not like,
a little bit.
you said scroll down. Is that what you said?
Slow down.
Slow down. Okay, I'll try to slow down for a second. And all I'm gonna do is rewrite the equation. So that'll be. I'll put a minute on the clock to let y'all catch up a bit. all of this here is gone, right? And then what goes here is just this. And then I'll put a minute up so you can try to catch up. But the videos of everything I'm doing will be available at 4:30. So I'm put a clock of 1 minute to give you a chance to catch up. Or 2 minutes. How about that? Be nice. Okay, 18 seconds, and then we got to power through the rest because we got to solve for x, and then we're going to come back and put our x into this equation here. All right, so you should have this much typed up for us getting our solutions. Let me turn this off. No, I'm slowing down, but usually it's because I'm trying to get you guys to your 5-minute break. I didn't kill 2 minutes of the 5 minutes, so now I gotta get you a 3-minute break because I want to get you guys out of here before like at 3:30. Hopefully, give you at least 10 minutes to go and stretch before you even try to do the homework assignments. And those asynchronous problems are important because they might show up like on a quiz tomorrow. Like I might give you that problem remixed. So do try them and do have them done by 8 p.m. All the stuff has to be turned in by 8 p.m. So the stuff you're typing up plus the other 2 problems you're trying. All right, so I got to move on because we only got an hour, right? So how do we get rid of that 11 next to the x? Well, that's like saying 11 multiplied by x. The reverse of multiplication is division. Right? There's 2 equal signs there, and they shouldn't be. There we go. I'm going to come down. Another 2 equal signs. Get rid of that. So this is, again, I'm going to divide it by what I don't want next to it because that's like saying 11 times x, right? So I don't want 11 by it, so I'm going to divide by 11. Okay? But what you do to one side, I got to keep saying that to y'all. You get it. You got to do to the other. So we're going to divide by 11 on this entire side of the equation as well. All right. So I'm going to take this for a second. Just rewrite it because I want to show you what crosses out. So this 11 on the bottom will cross out with the 11 on top. And this 11 here is going to go away because it's being divided out. So it just leaves x. But now this changes it because this 11 right here will divide into this number here and that number there. So let me rewrite what the actual new fractions are. So it's going to be 21.4 divided by that 11 again. I shouldn't have did that. That's the whole equation. There we go. The 11. And this one is going to be divided by 11 as well. Change the format of those a little bit, make them clean black. And these are all steps to get everything broken down, by the way. So I don't want steps like that. I want steps like these. There we go. Okay. So let's continue on because we have a new equation now. Now it'll be x is equivalent to, we can just divide these numbers out now, just like we did when we was reducing. So the first one is what? Well, that's 21. Some 21.4 divided by 11 is, just come over here to our calculator, and it's 21.4 divided by 11. That gives us 1.95 plus, we got to take the next fraction, and that's going to be our what? That's 3.375 divided by 11. And that's going to be that 0.3, and there's a 6 after that 0, so 1. Don't forget y was attached to that fraction. Whew, right? So I'm going to give you 3 minutes, because we still got to take this and put it into the equation here that we found earlier. So underline that. Let's blow this up so you can see everything. And we got to come back to this using this here. We're going to take this x, and we're going to put it inside of this x. So I'm going to set a clock. I'll give you 4 minutes, because I think after this, we have a little time. We should have enough time when we come back. So your 5-minute break to type it all up or go and stretch your legs, you know. But use this time to catch up. And I'll be sitting here at the desk just putting in participation points, but I can scroll up or down while the break is going. It's best to type this stuff up now, guys and gals, because you don't want to be doing all this at like 11, 8, 10 o'clock or whatever. You just get it out of the way so you can have a life, you know? All right, we're coming down to the last few seconds off of our break. I just want to do a quick surface check. Autumn, are you there?
Yeah.
Awesome. Claudia, are you there?
Hey, Mr.
Yeah.
Tyler,
Awesome. Who's speaking?
this is Paris. Paris Hall.
Paris Hall. I'm gonna need you to fix your name, Paris. Are you the Yasmir Kittler?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. You came late, sir. I'm glad you finally made it, but you're eventually going to have to fix that name because when we have foreign names coming into the room, they won't be admitted in the future. So
All right,
please
I'm gonna change
go
right
ahead.
now.
Yeah, change it up, sir. So there's no confusion, and I don't want to make no enemies with you, but you won't. And
All right.
coming soon, you guys will not be able to get in this room or any classrooms with weird names. Okay, so fix that in your settings.
So look, you just gonna mark that I came today, right? So
Well, you came late, yes, but you got a lot to catch up on, and we're going to discuss it. I'm going to try to work with you, but what you want to do is try to check out the video, stay present for the remainder of the class, and try to type up what you can. But the video will be available around 4:30. I try to stay diligent with that. Okay. Okay. So everybody should. That was a nice little 5-minute break. Everybody should be about where I'm at with the typing, right? I hear another voice. Who's talking? Okay. Please mute yourselves while we're going through instruction because it's going to be hard to hear questions or if somebody is confused about something. So if you got background noise and you know it, please just mute yourself. All right. At this point, so we can finish this up and get ready to close, don't forget about the 2 asynchronous problems you have. And if you're not familiar, review my video with you in class and the Khan Academy video I presented or provided, right? To get this all typed up and submitted on time. So next, okay, and Mr. Hall, you just had someone vouch for you, so that's cool. Mr. Ortiz just vouched for you, so you should thank him. I'll try to take that accommodation. No problem, sir. But try to catch up and reach out to me on ESB so I can get you caught up and which videos to use. Okay.
All right, bet.
All right, no problem. So now we're moving on, right? We was at the point where we solved for X, and now we're about to use this illustrious substitution method. We worked on equation 1. I'm just recapping quickly with this equation here, and we solved it down to just X. So the strategy is here. Now we're going to substitute what we found for X into this equation 2. This is the cream of the crop when it comes to linear equations. You can have up to 4 equations and find different values for an ordered pair. So I'm just plugging it in. I'm copying this here so you guys can follow along down there. And because we're about to work on it. And this is equation 2. And I'm going to type a step for you. So basically now substitute, and I'll clean up the colors and the font in a minute, but substitute the above equation into equation 2. And don't just use equation 2, use what we reduce, right? And what we reduce is this here, right? I pulled it from earlier. Remember, we had fractions in our equation, and we had to make sure that it was reduced so we're not carrying fractions all over the place, right? So now we know what x is because we saw for x in one of our equations. So I'm going to take this again, and I'm going to put it underneath because we're about to change it. Now, what am I changing to? Well, earlier we saw for x, so we're going to substitute the value of x into our x below. So I'm going to just real quickly put in parentheses what's going to happen. And you'll notice that's what you're doing. But the x is not going to be there because you're substituting that into x. Okay? Very important part of the problem. And you're going to do that with the homework problems too. So the first step is understanding, and let me clean this up for you. Understanding that, turn the underline off, leave the purple there because that's what changed. And now we're going to distribute into this equation by multiplying 26.8 into 1.95 and also into the 0.31. So what does that look like? All right, so we got to do this in steps. That's going to be 26.8. We're going to multiply that into to our 1.95. So I just opened up Google Calculator by typing equal sign into the search engine, 26.8 multiplied by 1.95. If I hit enter, I get 52.26. So stay strong, you all. We're almost through with this problem. So 52.26. Next, we got to say 26.8 multiply into this 0.31. But what does that look like? Come over here to my calculator. That's why I say you have to have two different screens to do some of this work. So that's 26.8 multiplied into 0.31. Don't forget y is attached to that. So that comes to 8.308, but you could take that 8 and round up that 0 to 1. So that is going to be what? What we just said. Don't forget y is attached to it. 8.31 y, and that parentheses is gone. All right. So we're getting further, but now we got to clean this up because we got like terms in there, and then we still got to get y by itself. Let me blow this back up for you so you can see. So how does that look? Remember, these are the like terms. This y and that y. So I'm going to copy this and come down one because there are steps to this. And in here, I'm going to take 8.31 and add it to 64y. If you're not sure how to do that quickly, you can do it by hand, or you can use the tool I gave you, which I don't mind because we're at home doing all this and people have lives. So it's 8.31 plus 64. Write that in like that, it gives you 72.31. So I can take these two, and they combine or join forces to make, what did we say it was? 72.31. And don't forget y is attached to that because they're like terms. All right, now we got to do some algebra and solve for y by itself. Undo, undo, undo. There we go. And I wanted to do this. So you can see. Now, to get y by itself, we got to move everything around the y. So I'm going to try to do this in 10 minutes and finish the problem up so I can let you guys go about 5 minutes early. So pay attention. This 52.626 is what we want to remove first. So I'm going to do the opposite of 52.26. Make it negative. So I'm going to say minus 52.26 plus, because it's positive, 52.26. So those are similar and they will cancel out. But what you do to one side, as algebra states, you got to do to the other. Right? That looks very awesome. Here are the changes to the above equation. So that's new, and all this part is new. Next, we got to show what cancels. Just copied another line, and then I'm going to show that this strikes out. All right, so you just highlight what you want, go to Format, and strike it out. Now, these two will combine to make a new number. So let's see what that's going to be. I'm going to copy it. He left as soon as he got here. All right, I got to make a note of that. Check the video out and see what time he left, because I can't give him full attendance if he just left. All right, so I just put it in there, and I think he came back. He's back. He got his own name. Okay, he fixed it. Way to go, sir. That was quick. So I know you guys can do that. So all I did is I copied this in here, and here's, again, the video will be available for you, so you can go back and type everything up, so you don't lose no credit. Just make sure you submit it to SB on time. So the new value, because these were both negative, it becomes 56.12. Thank you, sir. So I can write negative 56.12. Let me make sure that's correct for you guys. Right? Yep. So what I got to do is rewrite this equation because it's new now. That part over there is crossed out. Even that plus sign, I should have just crossed that out with it. Let me do that real quick so you have that. That plus is no longer.
Go back up a little bit.
Say go up a little bit?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay, give me 1 second. Let me put this below. And you want me to go up just a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to hold this here for 1 minute. Again, I'm trying to get this done so I can get y'all out of here. So take as much as you need. All I can give you. Because we're almost through with this problem, you all. And again, the best way to get better at this is to remove all the steps and try it on your own. And if you get lost, check your work, check the notes.
So you want us to document this? You want us to write this down?
Yeah, you got to make a Google Doc and type it all out. That's why I say you're might want to review the video later. You can handwrite it, but you can only submit it typed up. You can't submit some handwritten notes.
All right, you can go back down.
Some students, okay, Autumn. Some students actually take snapshots and they type it up and they turn it in before 8 p.m. So that's how they've been working it out, Paris. So now I need to get that 72.3 off of that y here. I can do that because 72.3 is multiplied by y, if you don't notice that. Well, the reverse of multiplication is division. So let me take this, and we're going to make some changes to it. I'm going to say, hey, let's divide by it because I want to get y by itself. And I can do that by dividing by what I don't want, which is this number here. Parentheses. And what you do to one side, don't forget, you got to do to the other. We're doing algebra again, if you didn't notice. So all of this is going to be over here divided by that. I'm going to copy this down one because now we got to show what crosses out. So if you don't notice, 72.31 divided by itself cancels to 1. So I can take all this, highlight it, and say, hey, strike that out. And on this side equation, that goes away too because it cancels all together and just leaves y. But over here, we got a new calculation we got to deal with. We got to divide this out in our Google calculator. So I'm going to copy this, come over, and I'm going to say, hey, Google, what the heck is that? I don't have time to figure that out. So I can just put that there and then hit enter. And Google says, hey, well, dum-dum, it's negative. You don't know, silly person. That's what Google's saying to me. Negative 0 point, let's say 78, because I'm taking that 6 behind a 7 and rounding that 7 up to an 8. Okay, cool. So this looks good because our final answer looks like it's just going to be y. Remember, all that stuff up top was canceled, is equal to, and we got our final answer here, which we calculated from Google. All right, with 5 minutes left, we're almost done with this problem, you all. So I'm going to highlight this a little bit because we got to take this y and go back and figure out what the heck was x, right? Blow this up so you can see a little better. And then I'm going to bold that and underline it because that's one of our ordered pairs. Remember, our ordered pair at the beginning, it has to be in the form of x comma y. So we found x, but we don't really have, we found y, I'm sorry, but we don't have x yet because remember, we got to put it in here. So I promise you, I'm not sounding like a preacher at a church or nothing. This is really, really the end of the problem. So we're going to come here and grab this solution, right? So now the next step is going to be basically, let me copy that so I can tell you what the next step is. Finish this problem off because we're almost through. So now go back and find x from the reduced partial solution for x in equation 1. That's what we worked on, right? Just writing it out for you, and that's this. Okay, so let's put it in and finish this off, right? Because we got y above. So I'm gonna put it again, and then instead of putting y, I know what y is. It's this number here. And it goes here, close parentheses, turn off these underlines so you can see it better. And all I got to do to finish this problem off, we're at the very end. I know a lot of you are running out of breath. Like, oh my goodness, he's not done yet, right? So all I do is I take what I have here, I'm going to copy that, I'm going to put it into my Google calculator. And that is the final answer of, let's say, where is it? X equals 2 minutes of class left. Woof, we made it. 1.7, and then 8 with that 0 behind, with that the 0 with the 8 behind it makes it 1. So the order pair, final answer is order pair is, remember, it's x comma y, and we found it, right? That's going to be, what do we say? That's going to be 1.71 comma, you always put it in parentheses for ordered pairs. And then what was our y? That's negative 0.78, close parentheses. Not how you spell order, just order. Like Uber Eats or something. Okay, so that's the final answer. Now, you have to try on your own the last two problems. Class is over because there's 1 minute left. Y'all have a great day and try to get all this done by 8 p.m. Use the videos and use this recording to try, all right? Paris, all you need to do is just go through the videos and type up the reports and submit them. You should be on point. Y'all have a great day and I'll see you tomorrow. Don't forget you got a quiz, so be here.
All right. Let me take this on back. I'll give me a quick video on you.
Everybody else is 3:40. You can leave. Courtney, Archie, Gray, Perry, are you there? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm just copying the last thing.
You just chilling out, man? Okay.